My name is George Germann. I was diagnosed originally in October of 2012. I was diagnosed at stage 2, had surgery at Moffitt in Tampa, and then was NED for 5 years. And then in 2017, I had these mets pop in my liver. It was like 10.2 centimeters by 6.4 centimeters in my liver. I originally went to Moffitt. They had an endocrinologist there who was about to retire, which was an awkward situation. And he really didn't render me a whole lot of care. Dr. Sexton, as I said, did my surgery. And then after that, they just started me on mitotane. And then we transferred pretty quickly to the University of Michigan because the endo was retiring. Then we saw Dr. Hammer for 5 years at University of Michigan.
And then, so you're currently seeing Dr. Foho.
Right, we go and see him every time now. My first treatment, I started on mitotane prior to the surgery. And then when I transferred to Dr. Hammer in Michigan, they started me on, they did 6 weeks of radiation to my tumors on my left side, to my tumor bed, and which I have come to determine on my own, and from talking with other doctors, this probably wasn't the best idea in the world because I had no evidence of disease. Once the thing was taken out, all my margins were clear. We probably shouldn't have done that, but we did. But net result was as it killed my left kidney. By that time, I had switched to Dr. Foho. So we did the EDP and took a break and did radial embolization Y90 to the liver. And I think the combination of the two of those was pretty successful because it went away and then one little spot came back, which we wiped out with stereotactic at Columbia. But I just was up to see Dr. Foho last week and got an NED. Well, I'm still on mitotane, believe it or not. When I got these liver mets, we restarted it, and Dr. Foho's got me down to 3 pills a day. But no, at full. He just put me up to 4, and I still feel it though. I mean, every day I still feel a little bit fatigued. I used to be on like 10 or 12 pills a day, which was really would wipe me out. But I wasn't able to work or anything. So, but yeah, so it was the mitotane was the primary thing. Radiation, as I said, once that finished, I had a change in taste for a lot of things, but that kind of went away over time. And then in 2018, when it came back, we did EDP and SBRT as well. The EDP was life-changing. All my hair fell out. I looked like Santa Claus for about 2 years. It was difficult. Side effects were horrendous. But, if it keeps you alive, the old saying, no pain, no gain. Y90 radial embolization was not painful, but it was just kind of a strange sensation when they're poking around. They went through your groin and they're poking around all around your liver, like this whole team of doctors, just injecting, trying to find good veins to shoot these radioactive beads into. And my wife found afterwards, after they biopsied it in 15 minutes on the internet, she found never biopsy AC2C tumor. There were many of them. I remember when I was still at my local hospital here in Spring Hill, I said, get me transferred to Moffitt, please, as soon as possible. And there was some hesitancy of that on the part of the local hospital. And they ultimately did that. And I think maybe my wife called and actually got me an appointment down there. And we went down on our own after they discharged me from the hospital. For me, it's been the mitotane, the prolonged use of mitotane. When I was at University of Michigan, I went for 30 months. And then they said, okay, well, you know, but not, you're 5 years out. They never used the word cured, and they would never use that. You know, you can stop taking Mitotane, which I thought was great. It was a year later that we found this giant tumor, which had been sitting there, we think, for about a year, growing. Well, one would be to try to get everybody on the same page. Everybody has a tumor board, which I get that, you know, it's good medicine, but it just, you know, some of them are so very conservative. So that's the first thing I would do is change that, so that people understand that if you have a bad decision in one place, go someplace else. There are lots of great doctors, a lot of great ACC doctors. Another thing is, do not treat at a local center. This is, as you all know, this is a very specialized disease. Go to an expert. You know, do not let geography dictate the outcome of your diagnosis. Don't take no for an answer. I'm kind of repeating what I said for number 2, but just don't take no for an answer. If someone tells you no, ask around the ACC community. We have some brilliant people in these on these ACC pages. Like, you know, use your folks around you. I don't know what percent of the people who have an adrenal gland removed or ACC, where they have insufficiency. Well, I do. I have it very badly, and you should all be carrying emergency kits of dexamethasone or something. Just don't give up. There are always answers. There are always centers. There are always different opinions, and get those opinions and ask around the pages. And if you don't know anything that you know is sometimes baffling you, ask around and find out. Go to the experts, and that's my very best advice. I am so happy the day that I went to go see Dr. Foho. And if I can say this very, very quickly, I was actually at University of Michigan. The doctor there had tried to do surgery on me and then discharged me and told my wife, you need to go home. And we didn't do the surgery and make final arrangements. And that was in 2018. No, I was texting Shannon, and I said, "What do I do?" She said, "Here, I got a guy for you," and she did, and she saved my life, and Errol saved my life many times. Those two were both brilliant nurses, by the way, and I dedicate my life to the fact that they were there to save me many times, and I'm eternally grateful for both Shannon and Emerald, and there are many Emeralds and Shannons out there. Take advantage of them. That's what they're there for. They're wonderful people.